Hey guys, welcome to a new video, and today I'm going to share an 18th century hair tutorial with you. No struggling today, I'm getting straight to the point. What I'm going to be sharing with you today is a hairstyle from this book right here, the American Duchess Guide to 18th Century Beauty. The ladies behind this, Lauren and Abby, they saw my video where I was struggling with the Blocker Cosmos hairstyle a few weeks ago. They reached out to me and said that they actually had a book coming out very soon that includes the Blocker Cosmos hairstyle. These ladies know what they're doing. They are all over this historical costuming and hairstyling stuff, and they know what they're talking about. They offered to send me the book and I was like, yes, get it to me. This is absolutely incredible. It has 40 projects for period accurate hairstyles, makeup and accessories. They show you how to do hairstyles ranging from the mid to late 18th century, all different kind of types of hairstyles. They do the hairstyles on all different kinds of women with different hair types, so I'm sure there is something in here for everyone. And then they also show you how to make beautiful bonnets and caps and poofs and just anything that you could want to do for an 18th century hairstyle. It's in here. It features absolutely gorgeous photography. It is written with a lot of humor and the tutorials are super easy to follow. They are doable, guys. So with their kind permission, I am going to be recreating this hairstyle today. It is actually the cover style, and they have dubbed this hairstyle the Coiffure Banane, which obviously isn't its historically accurate name, but I absolutely love that they call it that. And they do call it that because it features a banana-shaped cushion in the center. So they have a sewing tutorial with pattern and everything in the book on how to make the cushion, and then they show you kind of how to do the hairstyle. It is completely covered in powder. I'm sorry, it was bound to happen. This really comprehensible pictorial in here, and all of the hairstyles are like that. And this is what it looks like on me. Obviously, it is a little bit more frizzy and messy because I did, do it on myself. And again, I'm not as much an expert as these ladies are, but I do think it turned out really, really nice. I am super proud of this one. I think it looks amazing, and I would happily go out like this if I had somewhere to go. I am absolutely in love. I'm gonna take like 1,000 pictures before I take this down. But if you want to recreate it as well, or just want to see how I did it, then keep on watching. Let's move into the tutorial. First, I am going to actually cover myself with this hairdressing cape. And let's get started. I'm gonna use Murray's Pomade as my pomade. The book has some recipes for actual historically accurate pomade that you could use, which is made of animal fat. Now, if you want to use something that is less directly animal derived, then this petroleum jelly based pomade is a good alternative. A word of warning though, this is very, very hard to get out of your hair. Not impossible, but very hard, so keep that in mind. Anyways, I am going to prepare that and my powder, which is going to be rice flour today. A starch is preferable, but a very fine flour works as well. So I'm going to apply the pomade all over my hair until it looks something like this. It's a pretty large quantity. You want to have like damp looking hair all over. So then I'm going to section it off. Once again, I'm going section by section. I'm going to take my flour and a fluffy makeup brush. I'm going to use that makeup brush to apply the flour all over my hair. And I'm going to keep applying this until my hair no longer looks greasy. So every single section, I'm going to keep applying the powder until it doesn't feel greasy or wet at any point. I'm going to keep kind of combing it through. And then it should actually come out looking really nice and voluminous and soft and fluffy looking. It's kind of a pretty look actually. This is pretty much what it looks like when you're finished. So then it's time to take the banana cushion. Now, I made this monstrosity out of a cushion I already owned. There is a pattern in the book, like I mentioned, that you can use to make your own. I would advise you to make one in a color that is similar to your hair color. This white is pretty visible in my hair, so you might want to keep that in mind. So I'm going to separate out the front of my hair from ear to ear, clip away the back of my hair and comb all this forward. And right on that parting is where I'm going to be placing the cushion. But first I'm going to tease the roots of my hair. And then I'm going to take the cushion, I'm going to wrap my hands around it, and then I'm going to turn it kind of inward on itself so that the hair rolls around it. And I'm going to roll it all the way down to my scalp. And then I'm just going to arrange the hair around it, make sure everything looks nice and smooth. I'm going to use some pins, and I'm going to pin both the cushion to the hair next to my scalp, as well as the hair into the cushion and around it, and you're just gonna pin everything until it's nice and secure. I decided to use a little bit more pomade to stick my bangs down to the cushion, because they were giving me trouble, and they will be doing so for the rest of the video, sorry about that. So next up, I'm gonna take a little section of hair that is right behind the first roll that I made. I'm going to tease the roots again, but this time I'm going to actually continue teasing all the way up to my ends. Then I'm going to curl my ends. Sorry you can't see this part, I promise you will see it later when I do it again, but this is basically what I end up with, a little piece of curled hair that I'm then going to wrap around the handle of a makeup brush. They suggest using a big knitting needle in the book, so if you have that, that's perfect as well, but anything pretty much, you know, of this shape will work. So I'm going to use that to guide my roll all the way down to my scalp. Then I'm going to kind of sculpt it, pull it out a little bit, and pin it down to my head. So next I'm going to separate the back into 3 pieces, 2 side pieces and 1 back piece. And you want to make sure that the side pieces are of the same size. So I'm going to clip the back piece away and start working on these side pieces first. And I'm going to be making some buckles here, which are the kind of roll curls that I already have on top as well. So I'm going to separate this piece into 2, a front and a back section. I'm going to start working on the front section, which I'm again going to tease all the way up to my ends. Then I'm going to take my curling iron again, and I'm going to curl my ends around a very thin curling iron. And this is just going to help hold the shape and wrap around the curling utensil, I guess, my makeup brush in this case, a little bit more easily, which I'm then going to use to bring the curl to my head. And as I'm rolling it, I keep smoothing down the curl to make sure it's nice and smooth. So I'm going to pin it down to my head using a few bobby pins. If you want to be more historically accurate, you could use hairpins. I am not extremely particular about stuff like that, so I'm just going to use my bobby pins. They're a bit more secure. So then the back side I'm splitting into a top and a bottom section just because there's a little bit more hair there and I want to make a bigger roll. So I'm going to make 2 separate little ones that I'm then going to join in the middle. So I'm starting with my top one, which I'm going to roll down in the same way we've already done. Secure it with some pins and then work on the bottom. The exact same method, tease the hair, take the curling iron, curl the ends. And then form the buckle by rolling it around a makeup brush. So when I have pinned this from the top and the bottom, I'm going to put a little bit of effort into join these 2 rolls together so that they look like one big long one. And then it's time to do the exact same thing on the other side. So when I have that, it should look something like this, and I'm going to work on the center of the hair now. So first I'm going to separate out a little piece of hair in the front that I'm just going to clip away for now. We're going to work on that later. And then with the rest of my hair, I'm going to separate that into 3 sections, and I'm going to make my 3 braids with this. So each of these 3 sections is going to be separated into 3 more sections again, and I'm just going to simply braid that all the way down to my ends. And whenever I have a braid, I'm going to pancake it, which means I'm going to tug on the sides to make it a little bit flatter and bigger looking. And that's going to help just give my braids a little bit more volume and look a bit nicer. So when all 3 braids are done, I am going to start pulling them up, and to do this I'm going to take the end of my rat tail comb to hold down the bottom, flip my braid up and pin it down as close to the parting that I have on top there as possible. So when I've pinned all of my braids, I'm going to take the ends and just kind of bunch them up and pin them away with a bobby pin so that they're nice and flat and hidden away. And by now your hair should look something like this. So with that little piece of hair, I'm actually going to hide these ends and bobby pins that I have on top there. So I'm just going to make another buckle by teasing all of this hair, curling the ends, the same process we have done so far, but this time I'm going to actually curl it backwards and roll it backwards as well so that it kind of falls over the ends and the bobby pins. So rolling down, and when you're doing this, you may want to look in a mirror to make sure that you are actually covering the bobby pins. And then when you pin it down, that is basically your basic shape done. So now all you need to do is go back and do some tweaking here and there. If you do this on your own hair, it's a little bit more difficult, and you may have to go back and look in a second mirror a few times, see how you're looking from the back. Go back with a little bit of pomade, a little bit more powder to kind of do some finishing touches, paste down some flyaways, and just perfect the overall hairstyle. A final layer of powder will finish this off. You can make this as grey as you want, it's all about personal preference. And then here is the final result. The Coiffure Banane. Oh, I'm so happy with the end result, guys. I am absolutely thrilled that it turned out this nice. So definitely, if you are into this kind of stuff, and I know a lot of you are, definitely check out this book. It is coming out in early July. I will have a link to where you can pre-order in the description below. It is 100% worth it. A fantastic source, super well researched, and I am very, very happy that I have this in my life now. They have a guide to anti-18th century costuming or dressing. I can't think of the title off the top of my head, but they have one with 18th century sewing patterns for dresses and everything, and I am very seriously considering ordering that, like, right now. It's time to end this video. I don't want it to end. I want to keep looking at this hair forever. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for loads more beauty and lifestyle content. If you'd like to support me through Patreon or my merch store, there'll be links in the description box below. Thank you so much for your support. There is another video here that I think you might also enjoy. You can go watch next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!